My name is John Bergen. I'm an indie comic artist known for Frog Boy and Crazy Commissions, and you are listening to 11 O'Clock Comics.
Good enough. Sometimes you gotta go with good enough.
I mean,
Yeah.
story of my life, I guess. That's what it'll be on. That's what's going to be engraved on the urn.
Yeah, the urn. That's pretty much the way it's going. The urn.
Well, I figured this way,
will,
my wife can divvy me up to those who may want some. Other than that, just put me wherever.
yeah, I don't want to take up a plot of land. So I'm going to be cremated.
Same, bro.
I don't foresee anyone wanting a snort of Vince B. But should they want it, it's there.
Nice.
Yeah,
My
and
whole
we
thing with, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, we're
no,
already doing the show. Let's do it.
and we are here for you. Yes, because this is 11 o'clock comics, episode 1042, and I am Vince B.
1,042 episodes. Damn, you are Vince B. I am David A. Price.
That is true. And of course, I am Bruce Sato.
You're not. You are not. You're Jason Wood. Yeah, well, you're Jason Wood, everybody here together. Thank you to cheapgraphicnovels.com. That's cheapgraphicnovels.com. One word, .com. It says everything you need to know about omnibus editions, trade paperback collections, DC's finest Marvel Epic collections, manga. If it has a spine and a retail price, chances are really, 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 really good that it will be lower than retail at cheapgraphicnovels.com. In addition to their rotating holiday themed sales and their Nick and Dent sale, they feature specials as well.
They do feature specials. Those specials this week include Absolute Crisis on Infinite Earths, the 2026 edition, for $74.99. Revisit the legendary event that changed comics forever like never before. Working from Jerry Ordway's original inks and original art provided by fans worldwide, every issue and cover has been remastered to showcase the fine lines and beauty that never made it to print until now. Recolored against Anthony Tollin, Tom Zuko's, and Carl Gafford's original colors, there is no better way to experience this masterpiece series. Featuring Crisis on Infinite Earths numbers 1 through 12, History of the DC Universe numbers 1 and 2, numerous brand new essays from creators of the time, and more surprise wonders. This one-of-a-kind collection is not to be missed. We also have Flash Gordon, the movie adaptation, for $13.49. A new collection of hard-to-find issues of the 1980 Flash Gordon comic book adaptation of the beloved film, drawn by Al Williamson, a star of the comics industry and a long-running artist on the Flash Gordon strip. Flash Gordon, the movie adaptation, first released in 1980 on the heels of the now-classic film. This three-part adaptation by legends Bruce Jones and Al Williamson is getting a brand new release. Relive the thrill of the beloved movie and revel in the extraordinary art of a comics master and a longtime contributor to the Flash Gordon strip. And finally, Her Frankenstein for $14.96. There to read the psycho horror classic that horror manga Junji Ito called, quote, frightening but moving story about an unfortunate individual who, lost in search of his true self, finds his own annihilation instead, unquote. Little Tetsuo is a wimpy mess. His parents don't love him. He meets the beautiful Kimiko, an ailing teenage girl obsessed with movies and mayhem in equal amounts. She doesn't love Tetsuo either, or anyone other than herself, but she needs him. So Tetsuo becomes the man she wants, the monster she wants. He becomes her Frankenstein. Those are your specials from cheapgraphicnovels.com this week.
There you go.
Lovely.
Yeah. The first issue of the Al Williamson Flash Gordon came out today. Today is Wednesday, and it came out, and it's beautiful considering where it came from.
Mm-hmm.
It's gorgeous.
It's true. I hate to break the news to you, though. It's Thursday, actually.
Well, Wednesday, whatever.
It's actually Thursday, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to remember the day.
Is it?
Yeah, when you don't work. Yeah, it is. It is.
I guess when you're a man of leisure, such as yourself, they all blend together.
Time means nothing.
If it's printed, I'll read it. Fuck it. I don't care. I'll read it.
Well, I mean, for behind the scenes folks, I try to be a little creative with what we spotlight, whether it's all catered to one person or covers. There's not necessarily a theme, but this week, her Frankenstein, of course, we already discussed, but now you can get it at CGN if you missed it after Vince and Jason talked about it. Flash Gordon is there, kind of like as an inside joke, because there's an 80s action movie bracket happening with a few folks.
Yes,
and
sir.
And Absolute Crisis is there because it's fucking Crisis on Infinite Earth. So shut your mouth.
Did you know
What?
that they are going to publish Crisis on Infinite Earths in the digest format?
I'm in the DC Finest. That's how I'm.
Yeah.
It's going to be 4 books.
It's
I'm
gonna be
making my
one.
way through the first one.
It's going to be one for $9.99.
No, it's not one book.
Yeah, it's one. Yes, it is.
Oh, you mean just the 12 issues?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. I'm talking about the DC Finest that they're doing all the tie-ins and chronologically. So you're not getting a chunk of Crisis. Like you're getting the first issue of Crisis and then All-Star Squadron or Detective, like everything else that is so.
Right.
So they're doing
right.
it right.
Well,
But yeah.
Help me out here, though, with this Flash Gordon. It's a reprint from that 80s comic, right?
yes. It's 3 issues.
The 3
All right, so
issues.
why in the fuck are they putting it out in single issue form in 2026?
I don't know.
Okay.
I
mean,
don't know.
Matt Cape's doing a lot of cool things, and we're giving a lot of props, so I'm not going to shit on it too much, but it seems really dumb to me.
It does.
But-
I mean,
Well, it is Al Williamson.
it is Al
come on.
Williamson.
No.
I mean,
I
yes, you
have
can
zero issues with them reprinting it, but why
Right.
not reprint this straight to a hardcover?
Well, I
Why is Image Comics reprinting the Transformers movie in single issue format, and then they're turning around and doing a collected edition?
we all
That's
know
the way
Kirkman needs
things.
the money. The
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it. I didn't know that there was a. Listen, they're obviously they know more about the current market and how to sell comics than I do. It was streamed to me weird that there's like a market for reprints of a 1980s comic that has no historical value.
Right.
I don't
right.
disagree. Yes, I mean it's great that they're packaging it as a trade and you can read all 3 issues in one fell swoop. However, we can't ignore the whole facsimile trend that Marvel and DC and now Image and everybody else seems. to be
Yeah, that's
doing.
true. I guess I
So-
ignore them. I guess that you're right. That's a good
I
point.
kinda do too.
That stuff exists and it's been out there for a long time. I guess I just pay zero attention to it. So
Yep.
maybe there is a market for it. Yeah.
It kind of sucks when your facsimile series are better than your regular series.
Yes.
That's a whole nother story. Although I'm not in any way
That's-
disagreeing with you.
That's bad.
Yes.
That's bad.
Yes.
And I don't even like Gambit. And it's like, why can't the regular books be like this? It's Gambit. I'm
Gambit.
drinking.
Yeah, really.
Gambit, damn it. Yeah. Switched it up a bit. And I'm going with the tried and true Killian's Red. Killian's
Ooh.
Irish Red. Yeah. A couple of bottles of that. It's good stuff. Cheap. Like me.
Well, I'm one of the people today. I have a wine that all can enjoy and afford. It is $15 a bottle. So even the plebes among you can enjoy this one.
What he's trying to say, kids, is that even I can enjoy this wine.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It actually has a decanter score of 93, despite its very inexpensive price, which is why I recommend it. You should run out and grab it. Go to your local store, see if you got it, because it's definitely a rare value in the ever increasingly expensive wine market. And that is another Tempranillo, my go-to these last few years. It's a Vina Amate, Amate, from Rioja, Spain. It's very, very nice. We bought a case not too long ago, so when it was on sale. So, but yeah, $15. So go out there and have at it.
Beautiful. Yeah, I'm drinking. I didn't want to break out the new bottle that I bought the other day because I have open bottles that are just sitting there and obviously slowly turning to vinegar. So took out the decanter. This I probably had this a couple weeks ago. This is Domaine Busquet. It's a reserve. It's a Malbec made with organic grapes. It is from Argentina, and it's dry. I do like it. I liked it more when I just opened the bottle and let it breathe that night. It's not turning. It's just not kind of what I was in the mood for. And it's the glass. It was a nice healthy pour because it was just the rest of the bottle. I don't know if I'm going to finish it because life's too short to just kind of, sip on wine that you're not really feeling. So we'll see how the rest of the evening goes. I told Jason earlier when Vince excused himself for a hot minute that I need these two to kind of like lift me up. I'm not really in a great headspace, so I don't know how the wine's going to affect me as the evening goes on. So we're just going to get right into it.
Well, buckle up, Buttercups, because
Right.
I mean I'm in a fine mood, like a general. And I'm especially happy to be talking to my booze here. But I will admit that I don't know if it's just that I was busy and felt rushed this week or what have you, but I would say that I was nonplussed to disappointed in nearly everything I read this week. Yeah, no, and again, like there's still plenty to talk about, but I don't know that anything I was like, oh, that was the shit. Like, and I'm talking about like single issue comics that I was really looking forward to. I thought they ranged from just okay to I really didn't care for them, and I expected to love them all. So yeah, it's one of those weeks.
Well, I have a trilogy.
Do you now?
Speak on it. I know what it is. Yeah, I haven't read it,
18 issues of comics available in trade, 3 different trades from IDW. Now, if I told you that they were rebooting the Godzilla franchise at IDW, what would you expect, right? What would you need to make a Godzilla comic successful, right? You would need good writing. You would need bombastic art, art that takes it, because it's fairly silly. We're talking about giant monsters here. So the art has to reflect the content, so to speak. So you would expect their chances to be taken, right? You would also expect or need or want some tie to the past, right? Whether it be factual or an appearance of one of the other kaiju, just keep it nestled within the mythology of Godzilla, right? Which is what editor Jake Williams, he's the series editor, because I reached out to Tony. Tony is my touchstone to Team Local Man. And one of the series, Godzilla End of the Reign, which is what I'll talk about first, is written by Tim Seeley. And I asked Tony, I said, Tony, is Seeley responsible for this series? Because it is brilliant. And he's like, no, it's not Seeley. It's editor Jake.
I love it. He's like, nope.
It's editor Jake Williams. See, all of the books are interconnected. It's amazing, but they all do a different thing. Seeley's is called Godzilla End of the Reign, with art by Nikola Čižmešija. No? Čižmešija. Yes, Čižmešija. And Marissa Louise does the color art. Color assist by Gloria Martinelli, and letters by Nathan Wittick. Now, these books, all three of them that I'm going to talk about over the course of this episode, are definitely not for kids.
Ooh. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You cannot.
Now we're talking.
You can't read these to your 8-year-old because
Are the kaiju's fucking?
No, but they are very, very violent. They have profanity in them, and depending on whether or not, I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but a little bit of girl on girl action.
Okay.
So yeah, they're not for kids, But Seeley's book, which is Godzilla, the Kaisei era, begins here. Meaning Kaisei is the energy of the kaiju, right? So we have G-force. Ding. If you're going to have a tie to the past, it's going to be G-force, right? One of them. And the members are Dr. Rumi Chiba, a heavy munitions agent named Nadine, but goes by the handle of Nuki, and Incense, which is Stefan. He's a pyrotechnics expert. He can make things heat up with oxygen burns really, really well. And Jet Jaguar. Yes, Jet Jaguar, who can only speak in lyrics of his 90s theme song. It's amazing. It's amazing, right? All of them are led by the G-Force commander named Riviera. And the book is built around this kid named Jason. Jason Bright.
Oh, respect. I'm now I'm into it. Go ahead.
Jacen.
Oh, now it's bullshit. Go ahead.
Who survived a direct Godzilla blast.
I mean, naturally, Nation of Jasons. You know.
How did he do that? Well, turns out he is a mutant who can control Kaisei energy. It's amazing that they crafted these series, because IDW has had the Godzilla license for a long time.
For a minute, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, a long time.
They've done some really cool shit with it, though.
I agree, right? But for one book to click, it's no big deal. It's good for IDW, but it's one book is one book. But for 3 books to click at the same time, built in the same universe, is amazing to me. right? So you would want a link to the past, right? Dr. Chiba mentally communicates with Anguirus. What? And there's a mysterious villain behind it all. There's pirates led by the Captain Coronero. There are creatures called the Yakomama that absorb Kaisei energy. It's insane how good this book is. Now, Tim Seeley, do you think that I was, glad hitting? It is Seeley, but I'm not. I'm not. I when you hear about the other books, this book is more or less the most straightforward of all three. It's off the wall to begin with. So stay tuned, and I will tell you about other books in this series. Well, in the shared universe, but this one's called Godzilla: End of the Reign, and I took it to mean end of the reign of man because Godzilla is pretty. There's something happened. I'll get to it. That part of the United States is walled off, and that's where the second book comes in. And so you see it and you hear about it, but you don't experience it until you get to the second series. And it's incredible. But this is called Godzilla: End of the Reign, written by Tim Seeley. What? Make your choice, make your decision after I finish all three, and everything is canon. In 1954, Godzilla is emerges from the I think it's the Pacific. Yes, so it follows the plot of the movie.
That's rad.
Yeah, nothing has been changed, but everything has been changed. Like they keep everything canonical, but it's updated for the 26. It's amazing. Take it away.
Nice.
Yeah.
It actually sounds good. Yeah. I guess they can use like Jaguar because it's a Toho character. I assume is that.
But not the only one. Yeah.
But I'm saying like that's why they can.
Right.
Yeah.
Godzilla versus Megalon. But
Right.
this is the first appearance of Jet Jaguar. But he showed up in the cartoon, and Jet Jaguar's omnipresent.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely dying to hear about the later on the last one on your
And
list
you
because I
would-
really want to know about the art in it.
Okay.
Good.
How do you know it's my? Yeah, probably it is my last one. Yeah.
So we had to wait a long fucking time for The City Beneath Our Feet #3.
Yes, we did.
And you had to wait a long fucking time for White Boat as well.
For
but-
who?
White Boat.
Oh.
The one.
I did. Well, I'm not reading that, so I can't.
Okay.
Distillery, they've had their issues. To give them credit, they've been very upfront about the issues they've dealt with from all tied into the Diamond situation, and then they were one of the many publishers that were in a real financial pinch because of that, because they were owed a lot of money, and they are not large enough that they could just sort of float those hundreds of thousands of dollars that weren't there. And so again, I'm not blaming them for their struggles. I don't know that much of it was within their control, but nevertheless, we had to wait a long time for the third and final chapter of the series, which if folks go back and listen to when the first issue dropped, I probably spent 20 minutes gushing about how amazing I thought it was. So I'm just going to come right out and say I feel a little taken advantage of. I think this series ended on an absolute whimper. And it's one thing if you're going to wait because of all this stuff and then you're going to tie it up and it's going to be badass. But this was basically an epilogue. And I don't know how you give us a 3-issue series that takes 2 years to complete when all is said and done, and 1/3 of it is basically a fancy epilogue, where effectively nothing of consequence happens. All of the action that led to the big reveal in the second issue, and there's a little bit of that in the beginning of this issue of kind of settling up the people trying to kill our protagonist. But for the most part, the issue is the mentor of the killed assassin and her lover, who's inherited her fortune and been drawn into this because she wrote a book about her experiences of dating an assassin, are basically just chilling out in different safe houses, debriefing about the life of their deceased, person that they both cared for, until such time as our heroine is monologuing throughout it, through telling us all these things in sort of from the future, and then wraps up with her basically being safe and living her life. And I guess it's a choice. Maybe I would feel different about it if I read this in the 3 straight months or in collected form. Maybe it wouldn't feel as unsatisfying. But for me, I was sort of like, for real, dog? Like, this is this how you gonna do me like that? So, yeah, I got really not much good to say about it. I mean, I love Elsa Chartier's art, unapologetically. James Tynion is needless to say an incredible writer. We've praised pretty much everything he's ever written. So the creators involved should have given us better. We deserve better from this creative team. They all are and have been capable of far better on all fronts, and that kind of stinks. So I think you read it too, Dap, so I don't know where you stand on it, but I was pretty underwhelmed.
TLDR, yes. I do feel the same. It's unfortunately what I read it long after you did, and I gobbled up those 2 issues, and right after, I'm like almost days after I read the 2 issues, gushed about them. You patted me on the head, told me I was a good boy for doing so, and everything was great. And then like 3 days later, we get the message from Distillery about the troubles, and who knows when the 3rd issue is ever going to come out. And then when I think a little while later, they're like, okay, yeah, it's going to come out like sometime in the summer. So, you only had months to wait now. Everything you said is on point. It absolutely felt like an epilogue. It felt like it was. I mean, I guess it made sense based on how the series started. She's in the subway. She's telling us the story. She's catching us up, and that's fine. But the second issue ends with all this violence and drama and tension, because we don't know if anybody's going to escape, and that wraps up pretty quickly after the issue starts. And then she's trying to figure out, how she's going to be able to live her life with this bounty on her head. And she has her conversations with the girl the woman she's speaking with on the side, and it felt like we only have 3 issues to tell, it felt like it could have gone on a little longer, and they just needed to wrap it up for something. And I don't know if it's because, listen, we don't know if we're going to be able. Solicited as a 3-issue miniseries, okay, that's fine. So I figure, you're a great writer, you know how to pace things out. I shouldn't feel this way after the 3rd issue of a 3-issue story, and I'm not going to say I felt gypped, but based on how the series started, and I do, for my money anyway, I do feel like the weight plays a part. Were I to read this collection, the story might make sense reading it back to back to back, but knowing we were feeling that high from those 2 issues, for however long it took for the 3rd issue to come out, And then we finally get it, thinking it's going to feel like the first two did, and it really didn't, unfortunately. Looks great, and it tells the story or continues the story, but yeah, it did not have the oomph. It did not have the impact for me that it started with. It just it almost felt like they didn't really kind of know how to, it's like, oh my god, she's got a bounty on her head. Well, how can we get rid of the bounty? Okay, well, we're just gonna, like, the spoilers, but it's just everything that she inherited is just like, well, okay, now my life is my own again, and it's just it was weird. I did not love it after such a strong start, and really, really, really looking forward to this third issue because I enjoyed the first two so much. I do feel kind of let down.
Yeah.
Or they weren't getting paid at all.
Listen,
it could be.
Absolutely.
Who knows?
I have no idea what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah,
but it's still
that's fair.
But
on the other hand, Tynan's making millions of dollars a year in comics. So I'm sure he could
front it. Yeah,
he could front it, or they could just not, or say we can't finish the book. I mean, like, there's what, like again, I can't assume it's because of economics. Like, that's nothing. They wouldn't have to. They didn't have to finish the book there. That's. But whatever. Yeah. Either way, as a consumer, that's not my problem, right? Like, that is not like
true.
It's not.
Yeah. So it is what it is. They can't all be bangers, right?
Yeah.
Talk about it.
Well, listen, I prefaced it up front. I read a dozen things this week, all of which I was pretty excited about. And again, I'm gonna guess it's probably more the mood I was in, because none of it really like hit at the level I had hoped it would. Again, I didn't dislike everything, but I didn't. But none of it was like, if I thought it was going to be great, if it was like okay, if I was like sort of hoping it was going to be okay, it was not great. It's just one of those kind of weeks. Roll the dice. Sometimes you come up craps. You know what I mean?
That's true. I'll get this out of the way now so that I can try to pick myself. And it's not as it's not. I'm gonna sound like an old man for a minute because I can listen.
For a minute,
admittedly, I can be an asshole. I have no problem with that. I'll own it, and whether it's because I'm passionate about things or I feel a certain way, there is. I'm feeling some kind of way about editors for Big Two Comics right now, and I know.
How do you know it's the editor, though?
Well, because somebody's playing traffic cop when all the pieces are being put together. So someone has to be aware of the bigger picture. And
okay.
And this is
I haven't heard your complaint yet. I was going to say, I feel like just generally as fans, we blame editors when books or characters we love aren't good. We're like, oh, that fucking editor must have fucked it up. But yeah, that's fair. I haven't heard it yet. Maybe it's
so. All right, so this is specifically that this started because I was catching up on Daredevil, and I'm a big Stephanie Phillips fan.
Oh, okay.
I enjoy the work, and Lee Garbett's art is it's great. But something happens in the third issue where
well, be specific if you're gonna
yes. So
spoiling.
No, right. So in the third, because the fourth issue came out this week, so this is a month-old issue. So in the third issue, Spider-Man comes to save the day because Daredevil's kind of losing his shit because he doesn't have a bead on Omen, on this new villain who's able to basically just kind of fuck with Matt's senses and get the upper hand. And so Spidey in the third issue, he's telling Matt to focus. He's trying to, he's trying to get him to remember himself and regain your senses. And you're better than this. You can't just, And as I'm reading this, I'm like, oh, snap. This is just like, and this is where the old man part comes in, because I'm sure I've been reading comics longer than some of the editors that work at Marvel. The I'm thinking that there was, trip down memory lane time. There was a special edition Spider-Man Daredevil Baxter comic in the 80s, and it was a reprint of Peter Parker the Spectacular Spider-Man numbers 27 and 28, and that's an issue that Spider-Man, Peter Parker, is blinded and is losing his shit. And Daredevil swoops in and tries to get him to, calm down. And you can't just, obviously you're not going to go swinging wildly. You're not going to, you have to, I get it. You don't know what's up, what's down. Your world is pretty fucked up. So I'm going to help you the best I can. And he does. And he calms Spider-Man down, and they're able to go after the Marauder and save the day. And there's even a moment where, Daredevil takes Spider-Man to a doctor he knows, and it looks like his eyesight, because of his enhanced physiology, it looks like there's no concern that it doesn't look like you're going to be permanently blind. You just have to wait it out, because obviously you're already healing. I can already tell that things are kind of trying to get back to normal. And before Peter's sight comes back, with his spider sense, he's almost acting like Daredevil, where he's able to, everything else is enhanced now, and he's getting a little better at things right before his sight returns, and his sight does return, and all's well in the world. But this is where I'm just at no point, and again, listen, it's 2026. Anybody who might have read a comic from the late 70s or doesn't even know this comic may exist, this is, as far as this particular story in Daredevil goes, it's fine as a self-contained, or the arc that Stephanie's telling, and Spidey shows up and helps Dee Dee out, and then goes about his business. But it's just one of those things where I'm just this is the kind of shit where you could let people know, or even if you just said, hey, you helped me out once years ago, and one of those, hey, here's a footnote, the little editor's notes, things like that we all miss, or at least I miss. But there are little things like that where I'm just I don't feel insulted, but I'm just this isn't the first time they've kind of helped each other out in a situation like this, and why? So I can't. And no one cares about this. I understand that, but I just I'm. This is the kind of thing where now I'll then go and I'll read The Fury of Firestorm, and Jeff Lemire is playing around with things from the past, and how he and Ronnie met and formed the Matrix, and how Firestorm was born. And now Lorraine's getting into it, and Jeff is playing around with the past. I mean, we're not, obviously we're getting snippets, we're getting flashbacks with the art as far as other events from when the Firestorm comic was happening in the 80s and things like that. So Jeff is doing it right, and it was one of those things, it just struck me, because as soon as I read this issue, and I'm just I instantly thought, because I had that Baxter comic, and I'm no. So I have to, I then went and I dug out the one of the Marvel Masterworks, and I'm looking at the issues, and it's not exactly a tit for tat situation where everything that Daredevil did for Spidey's doing for Daredevil right here. But it was just one of those. It was an opportunity that I felt was missed, and and it bummed me out, because it kind of, I don't know if tells me is the right term, but it lets me think that whoever's doing the comics behind the scenes these days, there's absolutely no history involved in telling the stories today, and that's the part that kind of just bums me out a bit. And again, it's not something that anybody in their 20s or 30s is probably going to give two shits about, but it's just one of those things where, as I'm reading it, it smacked me in the face. It was an odd thing, and I don't know why I fixated on it today of all days, but it was one of the things where I was just looking at it, I was just they could have mentioned it. They could have said, hey, and Lord knows you've got Epic collections. You've got Marvel's constantly reprinting the old crap. So you could very easily just say, hey, the shoe's on the other foot from way back when. And I don't expect anybody to do that, just like we don't expect anybody to leave a movie theater and go to the comic shop. But that was my old man rant, more or less. It was just, it irked me. And again, you're right, Jason. Maybe it's not the editor's fault, and Stephanie may not have even read that story because it's a Bill Mantlo story.
I was going to say, isn't she like 20 years old?
Exactly. Yes. Right. Yeah. I don't expect everybody to be Bendis or Lemire and know or Wade and know everything that was ever printed on a page. I absolutely get that, and but yeah, it was just it was two things that I just remembered because I so remember that special edition. And it instantly took me back there, and I was just like, oh, maybe they'll mention it. No, they didn't. That's it.
Well, editors have been invisible for decades.
Yes.
The fact that Lemire is doing it is an anomaly.
Well, I think Dad mentioned it, right? Like people like Lemire, Johns, Wade are freaks because they are also comic historians. Like they care about that in a way that most creators don't have the mental Rolodex to do so. I will say, I think that the complaint is valid in that we've all probably had those moments because we've read comics for long enough where there was a continuity glitch that bugs us. So I think it's a very normal thing to happen. But I think probably like each of our own things that has that happen, when anyone else hears us talk about it, it sounds fucking wildly nuts.
Yes. Yeah.
It sounds like completely like you're mentally ill that you would like be bothered by the fact that they didn't reference a one-time event that happened 40 years ago. Like something
wrong.
It doesn't change the story at all.
Right.
Does it?
Right. No, it doesn't. No, that's what I'm saying. Like it's on its own. If no one else knows, if no one ever picks up those two issues from Peter Parker, this is still this exists on its own. It's still a fine story. Daredevil and Spider-Man working together. It's perfect. Like I don't dislike that at all.
Sure.
I just wish that sometimes we would tip our hat to the past at times.
Right. Yeah, again, we've all had those moments, so I'm not invalidating you feeling that way, but I'm sure most of our listeners, no matter what any of us have a moment like that, we describe it, it sounds nuts. It's not your moment.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I would bet Stephanie Williams has no idea that ever happened.
The Phillips, but yes, yeah. Or Williams might not either.
Not Williams. I'm sorry, Stephanie Phillips. Yeah. Yeah, Stephanie Williams might not either. That's true. Yes.
So young. The second book in the trilogy, soon to become a quadrilogy with horror of Godzilla, is called Godzilla Escape the Deadzone. Written by Ethan S. Parker and Griffin Sheridan, with art and color by Pablo Tunica, which is why I reached out to Joni in the first place. Mm-hmm. I'm like, your boy Seeley, can he get me this Pablo Tunica artwork on the cheap? Because I love it.
Damn.
And
bro, you don't buy artwork.
I know.
Now you know this is something.
Right?
Turns out he's physical in the pencils, but digital in the inks and colors. And I'm like, God damn.
Real good. Real nice art, though. Yeah, very nice art. I'm looking at it now.
Beautiful art. And like Tony's like, everybody's digital. And yeah, but I thought in this instance, now that I look at it, yes, it does look like he inks digitally, but so I'm guessing that you get the physical copy of the pencils, and a digital copy of the inks and colors. I don't know because I heard digital, and that was just is it. I was out, but Tony let me in on some stuff that he has planned for Deathstroke. I'm sworn to secrecy, but it's very cool.
By the way, I think it's adorable that after 20 years of friendship, that you reach out to Fleece about original art and not me.
Hey,
Who do you think is more likely to either have or quickly find information about an artist and their art and where to get it? Me or Tony?
Well, I wanted to talk to Tony specifically, and I thought that this Godzilla thing would be a good inroad because it sucks to out of the blue. Hey, bro, what's up? Like, whatever. And he said that if I wanted to do Heroes next year, that he will if I will. So.
Okay. Although I won't be there, but that's cool.
I know.
I'd love for you to return.
Yeah.
Look how excited you are. You're like, I know, that's why I'm going to go.
Right?
Anyway, Escape the Dead Zone is focused on what else? The Dead Zone. Seattle, Washington, and the Pacific Northwest of the United States are walled off. Portland, Oregon is now known as Mutant City. There is a church around Godzilla that brings up that he is the savior. It will be the savior of humanity, and the main character is someone called the Wanderer, which is his real name is Elias, but he's half man, half kaiju. And
he's like a Kai dude.
And the way he gets away, read the book, but it also focuses on a duo of twins. The boy is called Runt, and the girl is called Glass Eater. And there's a reason why she's called Glass Eater, because you don't fuck around with someone that eats glass, right? They're hard, they're strong, they're able to take care of themselves, and Glass Eater is all that, but she has a soft side. And the Wanderer crosses paths with Glass Eater and Runt, who wake up in a church that stockpiles Kaisei energy under this mother figure. Turns out that Runt and Glass Eater are the divine destruction of humanity, the anti-messiahs. And it is up to the Wanderer to fix said dilemma. The Wanderer has a backstory. I'm not going to get involved with that. Read the book. But it's full, like Tim's book, it's full of colorful characters. There's, those Norman, Sherry Dotsman, who is a child that wanders into the dead zone, and spoiler alert, she becomes a giant, a literal giant. And what would a Godzilla book be without, ties to the past? Baragon shows up, not the Gamera Baragon, the destroy all monsters Baragon, and it's amazing that they could have a book set that is focused on G-Force and have another book with Godzilla in the title. I mean, he is not it is in the title, but focus on the dead zone because they talk about it a lot in Tim's book, and you get to see it in Ethan and Griffin's book, Escape the Deadzone. Again, highly. It could have been my favorite. I don't know. I originally wanted art, so maybe it is. But Godzilla Escape the Deadzone is a worthy purchase.
I mean, I'm just looking at the art here as he talked about it, and the art is incredible. I haven't read it.
The art's wonderful.
Yeah, it looks a little bit like if Stoko had a baby with like.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Like Lesniewski.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not trying to. I don't want to make. I don't want to make the guy derivative. Like, I'm not trying to like. I'm just saying, like in that same school, like a little bit of the wonky anatomy, little
and
exaggerated, but
yeah,
who?
Sam Keith.
Oh, okay, sure. Oh, that's actually better. Yeah, that's a better comp. I hadn't thought of that. Yeah. There you go. They're all probably disciples of Sam Keith in their own ways. So
yeah. Rest his soul. But Into the Deadzone is wonderful.
Nice.
Add to the list. And in my Indie Travels is going to be the third book.
Okay.
We'll see.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it won't.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay.
Who doesn't love kaiju?
I don't know. That's a good question. I think I have a confession to make, though.
Mm.
Oh boy.
What? Why must you preface it like that?
Because what is it? What is your confession?
Actually, scratch that first, because I wanted to do it at the beginning of the show. And we got sidetracked. Shout out to our brothers in arms in both life and friendship and comicsdom and podcasting. Our booze at Comics Discourse 114. They recorded episode 200 last night.
Look at that.
Which again is pretty fucking impressive. As you know, again, as we know, there aren't a lot of podcasts that make it to 200. That is well beyond any point of fading. Right, most podcasts fade after 20, 30 episodes tops, and they're now well into the 4+ years without skipping a beat. So much love, raise our glass to them. For those that aren't already subscribers to their show, just to be clear, they recorded episode 200 last night, and I had it in my notes to give them a shout out. That episode I don't think will be out for a few weeks because they don't. I guess they do it the way most podcasts do it, and they put out their podcasts like a week or two after they recorded it. But we obviously put ours out like immediately. But so they did record it, but it won't be out for a few weeks. But anyway, shout out to them, love them, and all that. So now that we've had some sugar to help the medicine go down, my confession, Vince, because I know you're with bated breath, is I don't think I like the main Skybound G.I. Joe comic. I think I think 22 issues in now. I'm going to go ahead and say that out loud. I don't think it's for me.
Well, Mooneyham is awesome.
No.
The main
Real American
Larry
Hero.
Hama. Not the real American Hero.
That's what I'm saying. Mooneyham is one of the two main artists on the Real American Hero comic, which I love. I love that. This is the Energon universe version.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I had not read it since the end of the Dreadnought War, which I really didn't love all that much, which is why I was letting it stack up. I went and read all of the issues since then, which were like 5, I think, 5 or 6, whatever, however many they were. And I think it is, and I'm going to make an analogy as to why it bothers me, and this is an analogy that will be lost on many, but people like Frankie the Dildinator will hopefully be fist pumping. I know Dap will get it. This, to me, comic reads like bad pro wrestling booking, where people are making face and heel turns just for the sake of it, with no warning, no build up, and seemingly no reason other than the convenience of the plot moment. I can't tell you in these 2 years that this book is coming out how many times two characters have been literally trying to kill each other in a battle and then agree that they should team up and then change their loyalties. And it's happened like at least 50 times. And it's Duke against Transformers. It's Baroness being a Joe and then being with Destro. It's Cobra Commander and Duke against each other, for each other. Like it's all over the place, and it drives me up a fucking wall. Again, not because I think if you're doing a book that's about military and espionage and intrigue, like I think double agents and spies and deep plans are all core to the storytelling. Like that's perfectly reasonable. But it should be subtle and built up and feel impactful when the betrayals come. This is literally like in the middle of battles, like, oh, yo, let's just change our allegiances because I wrote you a big check. Or like the Dreadnought War was a 6-issue arc, with billing of the Dreadnought War. And it essentially was all about Ripper, who had been working with Cobra. Turns out that he was just working with Cobra until he could get Cobra Commander at a point of weakness so that he could call the rest of the Dreadnoks to come and get revenge on him because of what happened in the miniseries that predated this, right? Where obviously Cobra Commander befriends the Dreadnoks, but then realizes they have all this energon and steals it from him, which he uses then to build weapons with Destro and becomes and forms Cobra. Like none of it made sense. Like literally not a thing of it made sense. And like the book treats Cobra Commander like one moment he's an absolute bumbling idiot that like walks right into the stupidest trap ever. The next minute everyone's reasserting fealty to him, and he's like supposed to be the second coming of Napoleon. And it's like tonally. I mean, you guys know, like when I like TV, like films. My least favorite type of film is a film that shifts tone like repeatedly without any seeming reason for it. And this comic just shifts tone and loyalties like a fucking ping pong ball. And I do not understand what Williamson is going for. And, bless up to anyone who's enjoying it. Like, I'm generally a massive fan of the Energon universe. I still am very much enjoying all the other Energon books. But this ain't it for me. I've given it 2 years. And I don't know why I should expect it to change at this point. So I'm gonna raise my cup to it and say salute to those of you who are enjoying it. More power to you, but I'm gonna stick with my boy Hammer, who's having a great ass run, collecting that Kirkman check with the OG characters. So salute.
What's happening?
Listen, it took a long. Dude, you can't say I didn't give this a try. I said many times over the last 2 years talking about this book, like, this kind of bothered me. I wasn't sure about this, but like I'm gonna keep at it because it's but like at this point I think it is nonsensical, and that's and look, I'm not saying G.I. Joe is a bastion of logic. I'm not suggesting it's like this isn't War and Peace. I understand that, but there are certain levels of disbelief that if you're going to ask me to suspend, it's got to be for an engaging reason, right? Not for what feels like it's just convenient in the moment. And that's how I feel about this book. So, peace and love, though. Peace and love to everybody. I love you all. Peace and love to Tom Riley. Peace and love to Josh. Like, I'm like him, get them checks. Keep doing your thing. I hope it's selling well. I hope y'all are socking it away. Again, I want nothing but success for this book and everybody involved. It's just, it's not connecting with my heart.
There you go.
And as you can hear, I'm not mad at it. Like I'm not mad at it. Like I'm not. I just think they I just think they make baffling decisions each issue. I'm just like, what?
Question.
Yes.
What if they say in, I don't know, 8-10 issues they get a new writer? Would you go?
Oh, sure, of course. Yeah, I mean, I've tried every iteration of Joe, right? Even like the Devil's Due stuff. I mean, I was reading it, at least trying to read it when Blaylock was writing it. So yeah, of course. I mean, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Again, like I love these characters, right? Like that. I mean, and I thought the miniseries were all entertaining. I think the Silent Missions issues, the one shots that all just came out by a bunch of different creators, were all fun. Like I even don't really have an issue with the way they've reinvented a lot of the characters. Like I think the new looks and the backstories are all pretty cool. To me, it's just all in the plotting. like I guess I'm really putting the onus here on Williamson. Like I don't have an issue with the art. I think Riley and the other people that have done chunks of it have all looked pretty good. So yeah, I just to me it's just he's not giving the characters any time to build up any core of what we're supposed to believe them to be, you know. And that goes for the Joes and Cobra. You know, it's just weird. It's weird.
There you go.
There you go.
Sad.
No, it's not sad. It's not really not. Like that's the thing, man. Like
No, revelations are fine. It's you know
exactly.
It's better to accept it than
exactly. I say this on the Slack all the time. Like it's okay to like we don't have to like everything. It's okay. Like not. To me, it's like the Raging Bullets guys. Like when someone only tells me that everything that they're reading is great, I just don't believe you. Like and now that's a different thing than only choosing to talk about things you like. Like let me be clear, because there are people that actively choose only to celebrate things on our Slacker community, and I think that's beautiful. So I'm not saying like that I don't believe that. Like that's cool. Like. But when people are just like, oh, all comics are great. Like I asked a poll a few weeks ago and basically was like, you know, what percentage of the TV that you watch or the movies that you see or the books that you read would you say are great? You know, like just each person individually. And, you know, I didn't expect everyone to agree percentage wise, but I was pretty surprised at a lot of people being like, oh, 90%, like 90% of what I like. And I'm like, See, to me, that's like, maybe because I'm just analytical in all things, like I just do not believe if you read as much as we all read that you can love 90% of it, because that tells me you're not really digging deep into what these things are. And you could totally disagree with me. In fact, I don't know where you guys stood on it because neither of you really chimed in any particular like detailed way. But I just think that having a critical eye is not only okay, I think it's actually part of the process.
Yeah.
I think being able to say things aren't great helps you really shape what is great. Like not like great should be the things that stand out because they are distinct and they're not all that common, right? Like if everything's great, I don't think really anything's great.
Yeah.
Well, most of the stuff that I talk about during an episode, I like.
Oh, I think
But
we've collectively made an effort to do, like if this wasn't a case where like all 10 things that I read this week I just didn't think any of them were great, I wouldn't be taking this tact, right? But I'm not going to not talk because that would be rude to you guys. So yes, but I'm with you. Generally speaking, I try and bring things to the table that I enjoyed. Yes.
but for the most part, I dislike more than I like.
There you go. Yeah.
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 I think, wow, there's no need to embellish it. I think a lot of comics these days are garbage. But what I bring to the show, I obviously don't, right?
Right.
But yeah, I saw your thread, and it's just like I don't think about stuff like that.
I know you don't put percentages on things. I understand.
Yeah, it's just silly. But you need to know. You have to know,
Brother. That's how my mind works. You know this.
I know.
It's just how I think of the world. I don't know what to say.
I mean, I do try. I know that I don't know if I'm somewhere in the middle of you two. I know if Vince read something and it's not on his list, he didn't like it. Even if
For sure.
Even
Yeah,
if
yeah.
Jason and I read it and we team on it, Vince might mention, "Yeah, I read it," and then that's it. So like,
Right.
I know the only thing on his list is what he wants to talk about, and that's fine. I try to put anything that I've read on my list in case it not necessarily I want to talk about it, but if it comes up or if it segues into something, then at least it's there. It's a mental reminder for me. But I also try to I try to go out of my way to look for things, to find things, to read things that I know should be in my wheelhouse, that I want to read, and therefore it will be something I want to talk about. Rarely, sometimes, but it's rare that it's a whiff. Something I was looking forward to, sat down, read it, and banished it to the cornfield. Never want to talk about it again. But no, if I read it, good or bad, it's probably going to be on my list just in case it sparks conversation elsewhere. There was, but this does kind of tie into something, since we were talking about Mad Cave earlier, and we've been impressed with their output lately. I did read this 4-issue miniseries because the pitch was kind of up my alley. I was digging it. It's called Exploit. It is a it's 4-issue miniseries that I believe the collection's coming out soon. Your writers are Tim Long and Laura Hudson. Artist is Emiliana Pena. Colors by Rebecca Good, and it I was into it because I was looking forward to it because there's kind of a Fifth Estate vibe to it. There's a bit of a mystery, a murder mystery at that. The art's fine for this particular story. The art is not what's moving the story along. I feel that I think Pena's got a good foundation. There's room to grow from here. I'm not. It's a published comic, so props, but I don't know if it's ready for prime time. Our heroine is a young lady named Kirby Kuo, and she's late for a pitch meeting at Riot magazine, and it's primarily a tech magazine, and you've got everybody's making their pitches. Kirby has one, but there's the pitch kind of falls flat because it's not it's she's new and she hasn't really established herself, but sources are important, and she can't really use one right now. So her pitch is shot down, but shortly after the pitch, turns out that the magazine is getting sold, and the new owners tend to are more like a propaganda machine for the state. So they're not really going to the Riot's not going to exist the way Riot has been existing, and now they're doing some digging on the new owners, and there's a whole it's kind of like a Facebook analog. There's definitely the backroom deals with foreign agents, and they end up blowing the whole thing up, and it everybody reacting to the new owners, and there's the person who's going to be running everything is basically assassinated, and so now they're trying to, and it's immediately everybody is assuming that Kirby is behind it because she wrote a piece that is, since now that they have Riot's been sold, the editor, she's like, listen, tell the stories you want to tell. As long as we can fact check it and not get sued, go ahead, tell the stories, because we're not going to exist the way we exist. So let everybody else deal with the fallout after the fact. And so Kirby gets her piece published, and she outs the CEO of Datum, and he who's probably been spying on people with their drones and their tech, and dealing with foreign nations. And the person behind it all is now pointing the finger at Kirby, that she's responsible for. She's the reason why this person's dead. They dox her and her roommate, who has agoraphobia, never leaves the house, and now that you've got all these chicken chuds coming down to break their door down, they got to beat feet out of there. They escape it. There's a whole little cat and mouse thing going on. It's an entertaining 4 issues. I don't know if it necessarily needed to be 4 issues, but I thought it was. I thought it was a funky story as far as the way everything kind of played out, what they were trying to do. It's a bit of a maybe a too happy of an ending, but it was fine, and that's basically where I landed. It's nothing that would I. If we weren't having the conversations we were having tonight, would I have even kind of brought it up? Maybe not. But it is one of those things where, as far as, letting everybody know how the sausage is made, this was one of those things where I read it. I wanted to read it. I was looking forward to it. It's, like I said, it's fine. I wasn't upset that I read it, but it didn't exactly knock me on my ass. Not that it should have. I put that on me, but it was fine. And Mad Cave is still doing what Mad Cave does, and that's, I'm happy for that. They tried this one, and it's not necessarily a home run. It's a fine story, but it's not. It's I don't see it making the Eisners.
So I think some context is warranted on this one, because Laura Hudson and Tim Long are, blast from the past, very prominent names in comics journalism.
Comics Alliance.
They were the co-founders of Comic Foundry,
okay,
which was an awesome magazine. It only lasted a few years, but it was awesome. They won an Eisner for that, and then Laura went on to be the editor-in-chief of Comics Alliance for years until they got acquired. So, and then Tim, if we go way back, he then went on to do 3 of these, but the one that I'm specifically speaking of, he did Super Graphic, the visual guide to comic book universe.
Okay.
Yeah. This is back when Niesman was still on the show, and I fucking gushed over that thing.
Yeah.
He then went on to do a Marvel one, Marvel Super Graphic, and Star Wars Super Graphic as well. So he's a design absolute badass. Like he's a elite level graphic designer. So I'm a huge fan of both human beings, and we actually, we were friendly back in the day. You guys, when we were, and again, these are all blasts in the past. When we had that year at Comic Con, when we went to Brooklyn, we went to Bergen Comics, remember, for their party,
Yep.
and the bar, and of course, Hardman, that whole evening. Hudson and Tim were there. They were part of that crew. So yeah, I'm a fan of these human beings. I think they neither have done much comic book creation before. So, I think everything you're saying is very fair, and I've heard similar perspectives on the comic itself. I think this is also as much about them scratching a long desired itch, because they say that like if you talk about comics as much as they did or we do, people suspect that you secretly would love to make comics. I don't know that that's always true, but there's probably some truth to it. So yeah, so again, like kudos to you for giving it a try. I think both people have had impeccably great careers in comics, like with in big C, but maybe comics creation is still something they're getting their feet wet with.
That's fair. Yeah, no, this could be a tryout book for all involved. I'll.
But you still paid for it.
Oh,
I'm saying.
I'm not in any way saying like I didn't read it. To be fair, I haven't read the comic. I'm just saying like this is interesting because like I think sometimes we'll have these conversations and it'll be like creators that we or aren't familiar with, and or the audience is like, I don't know them, and maybe it just comes off as like, oh, these creators put out a book, it's their first one, it wasn't that great. I just think in this case I wanted to highlight like these are specifically interesting people to me because they both came from a world of like they were very important in comics journalism, which it does not mean in any way that they're good comic book creators.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. you would think I know who Tim Long and Laura Hudson are,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you would think that being so immersed in graphic design, you would eschew a logo as bad as the exploit is.
Yeah.
It is
It,
pretty rough.
it's
It is.
fucking bad.
Yeah, and it
It's
takes up
bad, and
a lot of cover space. Yeah.
the art is bad. It's okay. It's like Dab said. It's fine, which is the kiss of death as far as I'm concerned. I read the first issue, and I didn't feel the need to read anymore.
That's
Like
that's fair.
that's bad. That's bad. But Dab's far more forgiving than I. Maybe it gets good. Who knows? But it does not seem like a book for me.
I mean, yes, and I would agree that I don't think it's not necessarily. I don't believe it's necessarily a book for you. It does pick up once other players start to get involved. Once we get beyond Kirby and her roommate, and other players from Riot start to get involved, and it becomes it almost plays out like an Ocean's 11 or Mission Impossible kind of thing where two people from the office are dressed up as the caterers so they can infiltrate the meeting that's taking place and things like that. So they do start to kind of fleshings out. There's some room to breathe as things do play out. But yeah, and the conversations also kind of feel a little bit timely or real world, and that may also, depending on how you feel about the state of things right now, could make you feel one way or the other when reading this. But yeah, it's one of those things where like I said, I read it. Any other night, I might not have brought it up, but based on how our conversations have been going tonight, this was fine for me to land here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There you
Gooch.
go. Yep.
All
Gooch.
Gooch.
Did you say Gooch?
But all Gooch, baby.
All Gooch, baby.
Unbelievable, because the third book I
Oh, you're
have,
doing that in your travels.
we're only at 936.
I know.
You got plenty of time.
No, but I thought you said you were saving the last Godzilla book for in your travels. That's all.
I thought if we went long,
Got it.
yeah,
Speak
but
on.
we're not. But it's called Starship Godzilla,
Yes.
The First Wars, which is a play on words, and but Godzilla is in the Final War movie. A lot of people love it. A lot of people hate it. I kind of like it, but that's besides the point. Which was written by Chris Gooch.
Yes, sir.
If your name was Gooch, why change it, right? With art and color by Olivier Ono, with letters by our man Hassan. It opens. It's strange because the Seeley's book takes place on Earth. The Deadzone is sequestered on the Pacific Northwest. The Starship Godzilla takes place largely in space with a ship which is fashioned to look like Mecha Godzilla. Shut up. More the Heisei run than the Showa period, but it's Mecha Godzilla. And you have a female, which is named Ion. And they are paid to steal a cache of rare kaiju eggs. And we are introduced to the crew members. There's Ilsa, Ralphie's the cat. Liv is a cute, crazy anthropomorphic monkey. I don't know if that's fashionable to say that, but he is a monkey. It is a monkey. Rohan is the captain of the Mecha Godzilla ship, which is owned by Ion's grandmother. There is a semi-transparent crew member called Ichabod, and Ren is the grandmother again. But what Ian doesn't know is that the cashew eggs. First of all, the cat gets into the cashew eggs, where one hatches, and Rohan automatically wants to kill it. But we gotta kill it, and Ian's like, "What? It's just scared. Why kill it?" But it leads to Bug, Akaiju, being a crew member, right? But the patron of the stolen kaiju eggs is Ion's. He hates them because I won't reveal too much, but they're from Planet X. Now that may not mean much to both of you, but if we're talking Planet X, Invasion of the Astro Monster, what is it? That link there alone is enough to curl my toes. But they take part in this fishing expedition, which is probes that attract predators. Most of the time, the predators are small and easily dealt with. This time, the fishing expedition pulls in King Ghidorah.
Oh yeah.
It's unbelievable. And that's not the only kaiju that has a link to Godzilla mythology. Space Godzilla is part of the story. I won't reveal too much. I won't. But Ion or Aeon is attracted to a woman named Frey, who saves her ass. And likewise, Ion saves Frey's ass. But there's an attraction between the two, and Ion at first doesn't know how to deal with it. Like, it's just right. She's the same sex as I. Um, but read the book and find out how it turns out. It is Starship Godzilla First Wars. And it's amazing to me that after all this time, we finally have not one, but three Godzilla books that are kicking on all levels. The art between the three is different. They don't look like each other, but they're dynamic and expressive and bombastic enough where they look good to me. If I'm going to buy original art, that says something, right? You should add these to get the trades. Each one contains 6 issues, I believe. They're on the 10th or 12th issue of each. So you have some work to do. But buy the trades, read them, and I bet that you'll love them.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny you bring this up because I was gonna say, oh, and don't forget the Scholey's Godzilla's Monster Piece Theater, but I then realized that the newest one, the Odyssey, wasn't by Scholey.
And the next one, he's not by Scholey as well.
Huh.
Kyle
don't know
Baker's
about
doing
that.
one. Yeah.
Oh, that could be cool. I mean, I can't. like it's Kyle Baker, so I can't dismiss that. But
Yeah, I'm waiting to talk about it until the series wraps up. But Shirley's a man. Yeah, you don't think that it would work, but it works really, really well.
that's the thing. His Monster Piece Theater was incredible. That's what I'm saying. But like the Odyssey, I thought, oh, he's back again. But then I saw it was Frank Thierry and Ilya.
Right.
I don't know how to say their last name. Sorry, Ilya Kiryazis, I guess it would be. But either way, I was like, oh, and no disrespect. I mean, they're both talented creators. It's like, oh, it's not. Like I knew if it was Shirley, I'd fuck it, but because his first go at Monster Piece Theater was incredible. Yeah,
Can we talk a bit about variant covers?
we do.
Larson is doing an amazing Spider-Man 1000
Yes.
variant cover.
Yeah. Along with that beautiful John Romita cover.
It's $35.
That's a Chase variant. I mean,
Yeah. What's the ratio? Like 1 out of 75.
Well, no, I realize, but is it economically feasible to pay $35
yes,
for a variant cover?
absolutely. That's why they've been doing it now for a decade.
It's another thing that just completely blows me away.
Yeah, I
That
mean, we are so disconnected from that. But I was actually talking to a couple of people at Heroes about this because, like, for as much as we are, as into comics as just about anyone on the planet, and obviously talk literally thousands of hours about them in our lives, and read collectively, as many comics as probably is humanly possible. I do think there are still huge chunks of the comics world that we just don't fucking pay any attention to, and I think that the biggest one is the modern day variant slabbing, signing, flipping market, and it is a immensely important part of the market. Like, and it is something that, like when you go to Heroes, the 1,000 people that pay to have VIP tickets and get in an hour early are, yeah, there's a few that are doing it for the art hustle like me, but most of them are doing it to get to creators like Dragata and D-Dub and, etc. to sign their variants and to slab them and get them CGC witnessed. And I think at this point we have to say it's not a bubble because it's been going on now for almost as long as we've been doing the show.
a long time. Yeah.
So it's just, I think what it is, it's not so much a bubble, it's more of it's just a thing that drives the comics industry and fandom that we just have no tether to. Like, it just means absolutely nothing to us.
No.
But yeah.
Especially when they're going to get the Larson cover in the collected edition. It's inevitable.
To your point, Dapper, I'm looking, it's a 1 in 25 variant, so that's the math, right? You basically are paying, like, if you're ordering it from DCBS, you're that price is based on they have to buy 25 regular copies, and so that's what you're committing to. If you want that cover, you got to buy. Yeah, so
it's crazy. But again, I'll say what you said. More power to you. I just don't understand it.
Like, I think a decade ago when we would talk about this, we had more anger because I think we feared that it was like, we were scarred from the 90s and worried it was like the speculator boom that was going to then bust. But I honestly think we can't, that's not a fear anymore. It's such a huge piece of the comics fandom now, and they're not going away. Like, they're just in it with each other. And, like, again, salute. Like, I do genuinely love that it makes our friends in this world crazy amounts of money, right? Like, we have friends, we won't name names, but, like, we have friends who are not, like, Scotty level $1 million creators. They're just slinging because they love making comics, and they've had $50,000+ paydays on for their books, and that's amazing. Like, that is incredible that is this new channel of revenue that can pay these awesome creative minds a living wage, to actually, like, make a good living at that they're doing for us. So I think it's like, I'm all for it in that regard, but I have never, like, there has never been a moment of our time together that I've felt even, like, an itch to try and see if that's something I'd be into. Like it has just no interest to me.
Same.
Yeah.
But point being, as soon as it was mentioned, I said, "Oh shit, there's a Larson cover. I'll check it out."
Right. Yeah.
And then I saw the price tag, and I was like, no way.
Did either of you check out the Vampirates?
Not yet.
Vampirates.
But I saw Van Lente writing it, so I want to check it out.
That's the thing. Our old boy, the blast from the past, Fred Van Lente. We once had a Fred Van Lente month on the show. So it was really exciting to see him doing a new book, and you guys know I am as easy a mark for a vampire story as it gets. It doesn't take a lot for me to enjoy a vampire story. So I thought, okay, I'm in this hard. So this is by Boom Studios. It's Vampirates. And it's pirates, but like PYR. So it's Vampirates, written by Fred Van Lente with art. It's both penciled and inked by Luca Pizzari, and colors by Adam Guzowski, and letters by Jody Troutman. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. Yeah, it was rough, bro.
Wow,
it was rough.
Feel free to click ad.
It was rough. It was rough. I mean, it just, you know what it was? The design aesthetic, which I'm assuming Fred gave Pizzari a lot of leeway, as the artist. He went for almost like a Victorian style. Like, they don't look like pirates. They're wearing like gigantic fucking they're like they have gigantic shoulder pads, and it's just a fashion forward book that, in my opinion, makes them look not in any way tough. Like more like Pirates of the Penzance than I'm gonna rape and pillage your ship and take your riches pirates, right? Like, and then there's this this sci-fi aspect as well, where these vampires live on a sci-fi planet, which again I don't have an issue with. Cool, but just it felt like a lot of ideas. Fred was whiteboarding a lot of different shit he wanted to make into a comic, and he was throwing a lot of it in. And I mean, I will just say that you guys know it does not take a lot to cape for a vampire book, and I won't be returning for issue number 2. So.
That's bad.
Yeah. I can't even qualify this one. I thought it was legit bad issue. I was like, oh man, no, I'm good. Fortunately, I'm not. Fortunately, the comics world is very, very resplendent with vampire stories. I'm never lacking in vampire. If I want to.
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah, it is not a genre that is ignored by our brothers and sisters in art.
There you go. Well, we might as well bring it home, because this episode, I don't know.
Listen, to be fair, we prefaced it. We came out in front. Dap said he was not in the greatest of moods. I said I'm in a fine mood, but I can't really tell you I loved anything I read this week. We were upfront about it.
If I preface the fact that I'm going to stab you in the eye, and I stab you in the eye, you're still going to bitch.
Listen,
I stabbed you in the eye. Yeah.
I told you it was coming.
Listen, I mean, I can give you guys an opportunity to tell me how much you loved the Mask. I mean, you can.
I thought it was great. Again, having no ties to the.
Bro, you don't need. I mean, you do not like.
You don't need them.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Mask cartoon was not that long running, and there wasn't much to it. It was Matt Tracker calling, heroes on the computer screen for the mission, and then lots of cool fucking weapons and helmets. That's all the show was. Right. There was not a lot of character development. And there were no big character arcs in the history of the show.
It looks like the comic is going to fix that. Because
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was fine. It was more than fine. Fine as average. It was um it held my interest, and the art was of a caliber that is huge, big. It was really big. That I thought it was great. Again, it's kind of like GI Joe. That my enthusiasm for the book will only go so far,
Sure.
right? That I'm gonna keep reading. I'm gonna keep buying. So there's that. I thought it was great.
Nice. And Dap, did you read number 2 yet or no?
No, I have it ready to go. I grabbed the Skybound preview, like, so I might as well have just waited a week until I
Yeah, I
just
would just
got
wait.
the issue.
I can't stand the fucking watermark. I mean,
it's so stupid.
they don't owe us review copies, so I can't like I'm not beggars can't be choosers, but I don't like watermark like that.
Oh, the watermark is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, Lampoon did it, where they watermarked their entire archive, and it's just so intrusive. Like you can't not see it. It's there. Whereas the Skybound is, it's not tastefully done. If you choose not to see it, chances are good that you won't. But the Lampoon is right across the middle. It
Yeah.
says National Lampoon. It's like, okay, thanks. But
and I know, I mean, Titan does it as well. Valiant used to do it. I know that, I mean, at least Dark Horse, they'll put it down in the corner. So hopefully there isn't too much happening in the lower right corner of the
Exactly.
panel.
Yeah, it's not obtrusive. Yep.
But yeah, it is. It's, and I mean, I get it. Piracy is a thing, and for sure. But if we're also, if you're sending them to people to review, to be able to read them, to talk about what to expect, you got to also make it easy for us to read them.
Yeah. I mean, and it's one of those catch-22s because I mean, let's be clear, they don't owe us
Right. No, they don't.
a free version to read, right?
yeah, but we are talking about their books.
No, right, no, right. I'm saying it's interesting. Like Image Proper, right?
Yeah.
Image Proper provides us all non-Energon comics that they publish without any watermarks, every week. I assume there's like a digital signature or something to prevent people from like pirating them or sharing them. But like the point is from a reading perspective, they're pristine, like they're just PDF copies of the
Right.
comics, and
they do tell you what pages you can and cannot.
right. No, yeah, and they're great, and it's great. But again, like I'm not like I can't be mad at a company for if they want to watermark it, it's their right, and they don't owe us a review copy in the first place, so that's fine. But generally speaking, like them and the other companies that watermark, I just find myself, as I think you guys do, just not reading the review copies.
Exactly.
Waiting until the comic comes out. Yeah.
Yep. It takes a big deal not to read National Lampoon for me,
Sure.
because I love National.
Yeah.
But I know it's from Harvard, whatever.
Shout out.
As soon as I saw the watermark, I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah. In your travels, please go to cheapgraphicnovels.com. Cheapgraphicnovels.com. The name says it all. Far below retail price. Leave us a review where you heard this, and check out our Patreon. Patreon.com/11 o'clock comics. 1 no apostrophe. 3 tiers. That's it. $1, $5, $10. Easy. In your travels, keep an eye out for back issue number 168. I'll make it short and sweet. This is the Here There Be Dragons issue. And the cover, now, okay, if we're either of you, and I said, "This is the dragon issue. What would you think would be on the cover?"
A dragon. Well, if it's not Lockheed,
It is.
aw,
It's Lockheed. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Kitty Pryde, and Lockheed,
Paul
right?
Smith.
By Paul Smith.
Yes, perfect.
Yeah,
Love it.
and she is flanked, or they are flanked, by a number of cameos. Bone, big one of them, gets dragons in that.
Sure. Yeah.
The Daughters of the Dragon, Misty Knight and Colin Wing get their own cameo. Killer Croc, which I find hard to believe. And in text form, we get Dragon Man and Dragon Lance, but one of the cameos is none other than Savage Dragon. And there is a rather long interview with Eric Larson. There is a look at Kitty and Lockheed and the Dragonlance comics. There is the Dragon Man through the Fantastic Four and the Adventures and the Marvel value stamps. And I had so much fun reading this issue that I did not know that Daughters of the Dragon got as violent as it did. Because there were specials that I guess I either haven't read, because I do own the omnibus edition of the both the Master of Kung Fu and the Deadly Hands of Kung Fu. I have the entire runs of each one, so I may have not read them, but chopping off heads, what? Marshall Weiser's chopping off heads and machine gunning, crazy. But I haven't read the Bone thing. I do think Jeff Smith is a talented creator. I just got sick of Bone, but and it's a nice little interview with him. And the Killer Croc piece was there, right? Back issue number 168. Still essential reading from tomorrow's publishing.
It absolutely is.
It
so
is.
you never finished Bone?
I bought it up until issue, I want to say 35, 40. How long did it go?
I don't know. I read it and it's in like the omnibus form when it first came out, or when that first came out.
Yeah, I no, I never eat the ending.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Greatest all ages comic of all time.
I find that hard to believe.
Okay. So moving right along.
With Uncle Scrooge, you're saying Bone is greater than Uncle Scrooge?
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
No, it's not. I don't care
Very
how
much is, but
good.
that's fine. That's fine.
It's not. It's not.
It's not. It's not a tumor.
See, even the dog knows.
No
that
shit.
Yeah, he was
it's not.
dapping me up. He's like, you're right, Dad. Tell him.
No, he's not.
That's spaghetti head that he's out of his mind.
He's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Anyway, what's in your travels, Dad?
Good Lord. I mean, this was almost. This could have almost been a Fanzino-Rama because I've been. I've had this. I'm not going to torture Jason though, but there's a one of the amazing heroes I brought back from Heroes. There's a whole bunch of DC news from like 1987 that either never materialized or changed, and it was neat to see. But anyway, been a minute since we talked about Hyde Street, and right now there's an arc the butcher of Hyde Street, and I don't know when all is said and done, Hyde Street is either going to have new residents, or I don't know if the soul stealers are can be reincarnated, if they can come back, if or once they get their 10,000 souls, then the scorekeeper just lets them go. But shit's happening in this arc. If you are a fan of pranking, God knows I don't know why it would be. You might not be too happy about this particular arc. There's it. I mean, all of the series has been fun because it's been kind of like done in one stories and Twilight Zone-esque, or O. Henry type tales, and now we're seeing kind of almost like a getting the band together type of feel with how some of the people who reside on Hyde Street, there's a common enemy, and it's not necessarily the scorekeeper, and that's and I kind of wasn't expecting that. It's a neat little twist after well, it's been longer than a year, but after 12 or so issues, that we're getting an ongoing story that may have some ramifications when it's over. But yeah, it's still written by Jeff Johns. Weiss is or Jason can pronounce it. Weiss is your artist, and Danny Miki on inks, Brad Anderson on colors. But yeah, Hyde Street has been. I'm not talking about the spin-offs, the offshoots, anything like that, the specials. But as far as the Hyde Street proper, the main series, the Butcher of Hyde Street has been pretty damn entertaining. So yeah, in your travels, check out Hyde Street from Ghost Machine and Image Comics.
You say that Pranky is why would anybody like him? He's the best character in the book.
He isn't, but it's nice of you to think that.
He is. What would you do if you had eternal life, more or less? You'd fuck with people. You would. You wouldn't help people.
No.
Maybe it's you.
Okay.
You would help people.
Thank you.
But the average person wouldn't help people. They would mess with them. And that's why I think,
especially if you're
real.
perpetually like an 8-year-old kid. No, I get that. I understand that he's trapped in this mind, in this body, and that's that's
right.
how he's going to exist. I
And
get
he's
that,
mad.
but that doesn't mean I have to like him for that.
No, you don't have to. But you're saying that you'd be crazy to like Pranky. I'm crazy.
Well, yes.
Because I think he's
I
wonderful.
knew who I was speaking to when I said that.
Yeah. Well, okay. I'm caught up, and I think it's a crunching, but we have not seen the last.
Exactly.
Of Pranky.
And who's to say that that's not the ultimate prank? You thought you got me, but we'll see.
I'm a little boy. No, I'm not.
It was nice. It was nice for me to smile reading Hyde Street for a change. So
Yeah. Someone on our Slack said that it's rounded back into form. Like they this week they said that we should, because they noted that we had been kind of sour on it.
As long as you don't touch foot into the spinoffs, you're good.
Yes, I agree.
As soon as you read Sisterhood, fuck it. It's really, really bad.
Thanks,
yeah, I have no interest in this Exquisite Corpses Rabbit spinoff thing.
Oh, the Rascal Randy one.
Yeah, I mean, I know you're going to read Depth, so if you read it and it's good, I'll check it out because we have the review copy. But I am looking forward to the Fox one. So
yep, same.
But anyway, in your travels, a couple things. First of all, since we did touch on the mass comic, for you toy heads out there, you probably know this already. But if you don't, the second series of Mask toys by loyal subjects is up for pre-order as of Tuesday.
They're so expensive.
And they're glorious, and I ordered all of them. They're absolutely phenomenal. This series, four, just like with first series, there were 4 vehicles in the first series. There's 4 in this one. You've got the Gator with Dusty Hayes. You've got Hurricane with Honda McClane. You've got the SSC, the Stealth Submarine Cycle, with Sly Rax, and the Armored Assault Vehicle with Cliff Danger. And they're all glorious. And yes, to be fair to Vince, they are very, very expensive. But money already well spent in my mind. The next thing I wanted to shout out, and this is an interesting one because I think it's far and away one of the most glorious things I've read in a long time. But I wanted to make it in your travels because unfortunately 99% of those of you hearing us talk about this are not going to ever be able to possess it. So I didn't want to make it like the lead discussion of my evening. A year ago at Heroes, so not 2020, 6 Heroes, but 2025. Longtime friends of the show, Yo Curry and Andy Robbins, and their buddy Steve, showed off at their table a project that they were working on. Long and the short of it is, another creator named Christian Casares had started he had an idea to have the entirety of the first issue of Dark Knight Returns, one page of drawn, like to have different artists draw one page of each of the series until he had the entire issue redone. And it was really a stroke of brilliance. And then, for reasons that aren't really my place to say, Christian sort of decided to get out of the art collecting game and kind of, as a result, abandoned the project. But Andy, Steve, and Yo are such rabid DKR fans, as are many collectors, Felix included, that they decided, with Christian's approval, to acquire the commission pieces that he had already had done from him, and then complete the project. And so from that point until a couple months ago, they had arranged with other artists to complete the issue, and finally completed it. And they put together an absolutely stunning, very small run hardcover that presents it in story form. And Yo was kind enough to send me a copy. It is fucking, like, if you're an art collector, it is fucking it is like a magical thing. It is absolutely incredible. And we have obviously sung DKR's praises many times on the show. I think any person of a certain age, you can, DKR doesn't have to be your favorite Batman comic, but you're off the fucking reservation if you don't acknowledge its greatness. And this is just, also as a commission collector for me, this is like this incredible melding of two things I'm so much a fan of. But I'll just read through the artists to give you an example, like, of the power here. Nick Klein, James Herron, Matthias Bergara, Sean Tormey, Moritat, Matt Lesniewski, Wes Craig, Matthias Bergara, Nick Patara, Stephen Green, Ben Stenbeck, Ian Bertram, Fabio Moon, Von Randall, Troy Nixie, Gabriel Hernandez-Walta, Chris Burnham, Ryan Sook, Joel Jones, Tommy Lee Edwards, John McCrae, Yuko Shimizu, Jeff Shaw, Brett Parson, Daniel Warren Johnson, Brian Level, Jeffrey Allen Love, Mike Allred, Nick Dragata, Michael Walsh, Cliff Chang, Chris Mooniam, Ryan Stegman, Nick Darrington, Langdon Foss, Aaron Conley, Andy Belanger, Chris Bivens, Joseph Karg, Peter Krause, Danny Earls, Felipe Andrade, Matthew Allison, Ryan Otley, Riley Rossmo, Jim Mahfood, Paul Pope, Andrew McLean, Jacques, Jean-Paul Leon, Chris Stevens, Mannix Abrara. It's a fucking absolute tour de force, and to be clear, they literally, each of those artists redraws a single page, and they draw, it's the same panel layouts, it's just with their line work. It's magnificent, and I just think it's an absolute treat. For you two schlamoles, I believe you're going to be taken care of as well. You have copies on your way. Again,
Wow.
they can't sell it because DC's already sent them a cease and desist letter.
Yeah, of course.
So they can't sell it. Now, what they actually weren't selling it, but they were doing something cool. They were actually offering it up for anyone who donates to the Felix Liu Foundation, which I thought was a lovely idea. But believe it or not, corporate America being corporate America, that actually is also excluded because apparently that's akin to profiting from it, even though you're helping a fucking charity. But so they can't. They also cannot offer it up for donations. So basically, what they're left with is I don't actually know how many copies. Let's say a very small print run. They just have to give them away. So yeah. So sorry to those of you listening that think it sounds cool and aren't going to ever get a chance to have one. I get that. But it is really cool, and I did want to celebrate it because it's just something that's so special and such a great idea. So yeah. And then in your travels, check out Shaolin Cowboy Staying AI Live by Jeff Darrow. It's always good when you get new Shaolin Cowboy, right?
That's true.
Nothing ever wrong with Darrow drawing his seminal character. So
I was all set to be a dick
No,
and
not
say,
yet.
well, I guess we're going to live vicariously through the boy. Damn. But you ruined it. You ruined
yeah,
it.
because you know me, I'm such an asshole. I don't take care of y'all. That's me.
Shit.
Oh, we love you people so much. Come back next time. In the meantime, say goodnight. Oh, here we go. When is he going to say it? When is he going to say it? Yeah.
Good
David.
night.
Oh, come on.
David. I got
Oh.
you.
I think he got it right. I think he got it
Yeah,
right.
I think he did. I think he did.
He had the stopwatch on again.
Big.
Oh, it's a giffen.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week. Who knows?
Who
What
knows?
we'll talk about. Maybe we'll actually be upbeat next week.
Yeah, maybe we'll like some comics next week. Who knows?
Yes. No pressure, comic publishers. Just make something I want to read.
Jesus. It's all about you.
I just got. My problem was I only read single issues this week. That's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got some collections on that. Yeah, I'm going to dig into those. And maybe Vince will finally read 5 Years in Reverse, so we can talk about that.
That would be
I
wonderful.
I got it today.
He
Good,
certainly stopped
good. You
liking
got it today. You
Phillips
can
and
read it all
Brubaker, I
weekend.
guess.
No, I
Yeah.
got it today.
Well, there you go. That'll be an hour for next week. We could talk about that.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Excellent.
See, look at that. I already got something to look forward to, folks.
Woo!
5
we love
years
that.
in reverse.
Well, I don't know actually if Dap loved it, but I have to assume he did.
I love it.
Well, no, I mean,
I'm
it's
just gonna
fucking Brubaker
I'm
and
gonna
Phillips.
keep you
I
guessing.
I
I
can't.
love
Has there ever been a Brubaker and Phillips comic we all didn't?
I think there has. Yeah. Yeah. Going back 2, 3 trades, 4 trades. The I actually don't have it. It's the one I'm missing.
Was it Fever
Of
Night?
all-
Or Night Fever? It was.
Maybe.
It wasn't Pulp, was it?
No.
So yeah, so there was Night Fever, Where the Body Was. It was House of the
I think it
Unholy.
was where the body was. Yeah.
That was 2023.
Yeah. I think you didn't like that one.
I like that one.
Huh? Well, whatever one
I mean, you can speak
didn't
for.
like.
I mean, you can speak for yourself there, Chan.
I'm not
but
speaking for myself. I
Now,
don't
listen, they
have-
can't all be the Reckless series. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, you
Rex
can't
series is good.
you can't be a Brubaker Phillips fan and not like this criminal volume.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, it's that wouldn't compute.
Okay. We'll be back next week.
You always sound so exhausted when you react to me.
It's been a long day.
I'm tired.
He's no spring
Oh,
chicken.
boo hoo!
Always me.
God.
I've been drinking wine and reading comics all day. I'm so
I'm
tired.
talking to my friends. I'm so wiped out.
I don't.
How
Number
many
one-
comics can one read in a
My
day?
life is so
I
hard.
don't. Oh, it doesn't even pay. Dog. It doesn't pay. So,
Love you so much.
Peace and
Yeah.
love, everybody.
yep.
This wouldn't happen if we got to fucking see you.
I mean, if there ever wasn't a fact, I don't know what that the definition is. I looked up in the dictionary. There's that statement.
You almost, yeah, it's my fault.
It is your fault.
It is my fault. Yeah.
Okay, so I thought you were trying to say it wasn't.
Sure. Whatever.
And I'm still like my wife is still angry with me. Just for the record.
Well, now that you mentioned Beth, it's
Oh,
Now he's awake.
oh, is it? Okay. Okay. Well, what if I brought her with me to come see you?
what if she came by herself?
Oh, there we go. That's what I was waiting for.
I mean,
Yeah.
just sit in the car and wave to you while you talk.
That's
to
it, yeah.
Yeah, I'd be talking.
The cook chair in the
That's what
back
I'm
seat.
doing.
Listen, you know, we'll drive over to PA. She can hang with you and play some Magic, and I'll take your lovely wife to dinner.
I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
That's fucked up, dude. Your wife's been so great with all this stuff.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh,
Whatever.
Jesus Christ.
Goodbye. I love you.
Peace out, y'all.
Later,
Love the
people.
audience.
That's it for that one.